Welcome to my channel. I am Thomasin PA2066. Today is 29th of January 2023. The series that I have been doing are very technical. So far, I have done about 200 videos. Mostly are more related to law and regulation and technical topics on estate agency law or practice. The other part that I have done is about my platform, which are more related to IT use in estate agency practice and advertising marketing. On the upcoming 3 recordings, which are more related to actual on the ground practice issues. These are what I term as tricks in real estate practice. Let me begin. Hi, hello. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. I am Thomasin PA2066. Tricks in real estate practice, common trick, episode 1. Today, 29th of January 2023. This is going to be more exciting and less boring on the law and regulation, which I used to speak on those topics in my recordings. So let me begin. So these are common cheat codes. I say if you are in the real estate area of either you are a seller, you are a landlord, or you are also a tenant, let's say, or buyer purchaser. This will be good topic I like to discuss on giving you some tips in the real on the ground matters. So this is about what I say between right and wrong. So maybe there is a very blur area where it is not right in law, but then it's very hard to say that it is a wrong thing also, because they are quite commonly seen in the market. So whether it is right or wrong in law, I think we put aside and not to give a definitive answer. But the thing is that for us to discuss and think about. So pretending agents, these are agents that they are agents pretending that they are doing some work for you. So they usually will say that I am a good agent to give you a ready tenant or buyer, or I am myself a buyer, I am myself also an investor. So these two scenarios, they are pretending something that is not really true. But how true it is only they themselves know in their own mind. They won't tell you that they are cheating you or they are telling lies. However, as we are approaching this matter, it's very difficult to say somebody is wrong, somebody is telling a lie, unless you are inside his mind, unless you are actually inside his brand. So if he says that he has a ready tenant or ready buyer, I mean, it is arguably saying that he may actually have one ready buyer and ready and can and affording to buy. So these are things that we cannot on the surface just reject this particular potential buyer. So this is like when a case of your advertising, let's say you are a seller and you advertise your house for sale, and somebody who claim himself to have a ready buyer and a ready tenant who approach you and saying that I can bring you closure of your case, how are you going to pay me? So these are the situation in the market, and you open yourself for a negotiation, and a lot of time this is, we term it as pretending. Pretending. Some actually who is an investor, actually himself is also an agent. So an investor who comes forward and say, I am willing to look at your place, I also want to invest, and let's say we take a look at your place first. Although he may be investor himself, he can also become an agent for you if you actually happen to know. Many are actually like that. They will pretend to be a buyer and then get to know you as a seller, and then later on saying that maybe to him the budget is too high, he cannot afford it, but then he is willing to help you to find a buyer, and he has got friends who are also investors, and this investor group can actually result in a good closure, a good sales closure for your property. So then they turn into actually an agent, not an investor anymore. So they are sort of camouflage themselves under a pretending buyer, investor group to buy your property. So at the end, it is about what? So this question you have to ask yourself, what are they doing these two activities? One, ready tenant, ready buyer. I give a picture here. Usually this situation is when case of your house for rent advertised, and the agent will say that he has a good line of contacts in the corporate sector, and therefore he has corporate clients like even banks and also big in multinational companies are giving him this particular job to look for good houses so that the employee high-ranking officers of these multinational companies who comes in from overseas, expatriates who come and rent your place. So of course, there's a potential case you would want to let him come and see, or let her come and see. So this picture when an agent is talking to a owner, maybe the other man at the back is actually the expatriate from overseas. So at times, in fact, this ready tenant or ready buyer, if it is a house for sale, may be not as what you think he is. He may be just another negotiator, maybe a new negotiator or a new just tag in follower who help this agent to come and approach you as an agent to talk to a owner. So this is one scenario. The other scenario is a pretending buyer. So the agent can pretend that he is an investor. He wants to look at your place. Your place is very hot and very nice. So looking at your place, and later on maybe think of buying it. And then after much negotiation, then you found out that, as I said just now, the budget is way apart. Then this scenario, the person will say, oh, I have other potential friends, buyers who can invest, and we are in the group, and therefore please appoint me please appoint me as your agent. And then the condition is like this, and ask you to appoint the friend or appoint him as agent to represent you, so to get a listing. So the thing is that who is actually a seller is very important for a agent out there. So these are two pretending agents out there who want to know who is the seller, because a lot of time, even if you are an agent, when you bring forward a client to see the house, usually if it is a landlord house given to you, then landlord may be around. So when the landlord is around, this pretending agent will get to know the landlord, right? So if the pretending agent who says that he has a buyer or he has a potential expatriate tenant, he will be taking this opportunity to meet the landlord. Upon meeting the landlord, the pretending agent would say that he needs to discuss with the expatriate, and then may I have your contact number? And of course, the landlord, being gentleman, would say yes, give the number to this particular potential prospect. And this potential prospect eventually turn out to be an agent. So this agent, pretending agent, would turn out to undercut you or go direct to who is the owner, the seller. So at the end, the important part is that all kinds of pretending actions is to result to connect to the actual registered proprietor of the property. The only one thing that they want is a contact to a owner or a seller or a landlord, and to discuss, to appoint, to engage, to form an agency appointment. So this I just say what is the intention is to get to the vendor, who is the seller, they want to know, and then to get the seller's contact and sabotage your listing. So this is important to discuss here, as in the case if you are an agent, then you need to word it out carefully with your vendor lah. So if you are exclusively appointed, then you are able to protect yourself. If you are not exclusively protected or sole appointed or engaged, then you are open to all these potential attack from all these pretending agents who contact your vendor, contact your seller, and cut you out and sabotage your listing. So this is important to see in the market. There are this kind of on the ground practice. So how to overcome, as I mentioned, letter of engagement. Your letter of engagement must state your position as an exclusive or sole engaged agent. So this is in MAS 3, Malaysian Estate Agency Standard 3, and you may not have it. Let's say you may not have it, and later on, let's say you have a potential close, you must quickly go and ask a letter of confirmation of sales or confirmation of let, so that the wordings inside the confirmation would spell out that if this case is successful, or the pretending agent has to call agency with you, so that you are appointed to do this deal rather than he come in and sabotage you. So the conclusion for this episode 1 is that there are common tricks practiced in the real estate market out there, commonly occur in the sense that you got ready buyer or ready tenant so-called pitch from the agent, and they are also pretending buyers. So they are pretending buyer who are actually themselves agent to come and meet you as a vendor or a seller. So as a seller, if you are inexperienced, then you may end up appointing this particular investor who are pretending investor agent. So how to overcome if you are an agent, if you are already an appointed agent, when you bring your potential client to see a property, best that the owner is not around, then you are able to prevent the contact from the tenant to the landlord, or from the buyer to the vendor, to the owner of the house. And upon more negotiations, you try and safeguard the interest of your vendor who appoints you to get the best price, the best position for your vendor. So proper engagement letter should protect you, best as it is exclusive and sole appointed. And of course, you need your vendor, your seller, your landlord to trust you. This is a human to human relationship. More of your service and how you enhance the position of your protecting him as your principal. Then don't rush to deals when it is not sure. And if you are too rushed into the deals, most likely the tricks you actually have an oversight. You probably didn't know it is a trick and end up connecting the pretending agent to the seller directly. Then sorry you are cut off. Right, I am into few websites, e-learning system for the diploma in estate agency examination by the board. Also into advertising website like contracttoyou.com, which is for IPI index ranking of properties. Findway.info on the far right side is a geo-linking advertising platform for community of agents. I have my video featured in My Real Property Online website with my listings and write-ups. Thank you very much. I'm Thomasin PA 2066. This is my mobile number, and I have my website address as listed here. Thank you for visiting my channel.